Hello everybody and welcome to a brand new ESO guide video with me, Sherman. Today we're going to be talking about a good way to craft or get crafting materials in the game. One of the questions that I get asked all the time is, where do you get most of your crafting materials? You know, how do you farm them? What places do you use? Now, I use mostly the starting areas because it's easier to go to the starting areas and just farm the crafting materials because they're smaller, they're enclosed areas, than doing it in a zone like Ardon or Grotwood or one of those. It takes a lot longer to explore those places and to get all the materials from them. When you go to the starting areas, there's a mass abundance of crafting materials from, you know, the cloth plants, the ores, the wood, even the plants for crafting potions. And then, of course, there's a lot of creatures, too, that you can kill to get meat and leather and stuff like that, so you can do like all the crafting materials. A lot of higher level people use these areas to do that. Now I'm going to kind of navigate through this so I don't like tag a bunch of players and show off their tags, but I'm going to just show you guys what I mean. If you go even down over here, I think there's a few materials hiding out in this back area. Usually there is. It looks like there might be a couple players down here or a couple NPCs. But you can usually find crafting materials on the islands. Like I said, the starting island's really easy, and it depends on which islands you go to. To be honest, which ones will garner you the most in materials. Now, I use Canarthy's Roost most of the time because it's a really easy area to farm. You can just wander around, and there's lots of chests also that you can farm for gold if you want. But if you're going to farm the chest, I would suggest you make sure that you have your champion points unlocked, and you have a certain thing in your champion points unlocked. I'm going to show you guys these ones real quick. So the ones you're going to want to make sure you have unlocked in the champion points is Plentiful Harvest and Master Gather. If you can get those two unlocked, it helps a lot, makes things go really fast. And also, if you can get Fortune Seeker and Treasure Hunter, those are two really good ones also to have while you're out just harvesting or farming materials or farming gear, that kind of things. Really, really good ways to make a lot of, materials or gathering materials and stuff. But the starting islands are really good. And I'll just show you guys on the map real quick what I'm talking about. So I'm here in Canarthy's Roost, and you basically get this whole area here to harvest. And there's a lot of materials. I mean, a lot of materials. Usually in about 2 hours, I'll show you guys what I can usually do in 2 hours. So I've got 99 rubidite here. I've got, no, don't worry about that. I got to throw that back in the bank. So all these glyphs, or these runes, all these things here, these runes here, all the way down. This much, I've gathered this much ancestral silk, and this is like in an hour's time. So, and then this is all the glyphs. I haven't been gathering a lot of wood because I have a ton of it in the bank, so I'm not worried about it. But you can see I have a stack already of rubidite ore, and then that other thing of 99, and then I have this much rubido hide from farming mobs. And I also got my another thing from my skills. So if you want to get into crafting, max out everything, especially the metal extraction, the tempering expertise, the metallurgy. Those are ones you really want, and Kenai and the metalworking. Hirelings, I wouldn't really say they're great, but they do help, and they go and harvest for you. So I have them on blacksmithing, clothing, enchanting, and then, of course, woodworking. I don't have alchemy or provisioning maxed out because I don't craft those things with this character, and I just don't have the space for all those materials, but I do have enough to keep a lot of other materials in my bank. I do not have a craft bag because I don't pay the subscription. I purchase everything to kind of get what I need, in the game and everything. I would get a subscription, but as I've said in many of my other videos, it's a compromise I made with my other half that I would not, if I paid a subscription, I would quit buying other games. So in order for me to be able to buy other games, play other games, I have to not pay the subscription. So that's kind of the trade-off. And I know $15 a month isn't a whole lot, but $15 a month, and then you add $50 here and there, you know, $30 here and there, that kind of thing. And it does add up after a while, and it does really crunch, you know, especially when you have kids and everything. So, and I don't buy a lot of games as it is. I could easily do this and that, you know, pay a subscription and buy a few games here and there, but because I mostly play online games and stuff. So, but as you can see, once you max out your harvesting, you'll see that these items glow and stuff like that. You can also get some add-ons that'll help you find harvesting nodes and all that kind of thing if you want to use it, or mini maps, things like that. I don't use those kind of things because this is just much easier for me to do. But yeah, the starting islands are definitely the ones I would suggest doing. I'm going to show you guys which ones I use when it comes to farming materials, what areas. So the first one is Bleak Rock Isles. Really good area to farm. Lot of good amount of resources, and you can see it's not really a huge island, but it's a big enough area that you can farm it for a good long period of time. Just avoid the town if you've completed the main quest here. Avoid the town, just farm everything around it. You can swim across the water here and farm all this, farm everything, just farm all of it. And usually you can pull off this in an hour, about as much as I have here with this character on this on Canarthy's Roost. Canarthy's Roost, though, seems to be like the best one for if you want to do all-around farming. That means farming mats, farming chests, those kind of things. This is really one of the better places to do it. And there's a world boss here, too. So there used to be 2 world bosses here. There used to be a serpent one, too. I don't know if it's still here. I haven't checked in a long time. But like I said, kill everything. Like, not everything, but kill the crabs, the skeevers, the atlets, the wolves, depending on where you're at, and you'll get that's where you get your leathers from, your hides and everything, so you can craft those the leather gear and all that. But yeah, just kind of wander around and do that. The other area that I use besides Canarthy's Roost and Bleak Rock is Stros Mackay, and then I can't even pronounce the name of the island, but Betnet is another really good area to farm. Now, once you get up to about, you get up in levels, I would suggest going to Hughesbane. It's another good area to farm materials. This is every material also. Really good area to do it. And then also Gold Coast is a really good area for hides, materials, and things like that. Those because they're smaller maps, and you don't want to go to a really high, large map, because it takes so much longer to explore the whole map and harvest everything. So it's better to hit the smaller places for farming. And like I said, you can usually pull in an hour, a good chunk of materials and everything. And I'll do this for a couple hours a week, go and farm these things, just to get the materials I need. There is a couple places that you can go farm hides, though, if you want to get hides quicker. There's a bear place in Bankorai where a lot of people farm hides, and then also the trying to remember, it's a place with a lot of wolves that a lot of people farm. And then in Orsinium there's a public dungeon where there's a lot of harpies and bears that you can farm. And then there is like I said, there's another place where there's a lot of wolves, and I'm trying to remember where that is, but I can't put my name on it right now, and I can't remember because I haven't been there in ages to farm it. Because it used to be a really big farming place until they put people learned about Bankorai and people learned about some other places in the game, but it was a really good spot because there were so many wolves that you could just grab a bunch of them, drag them to one spot, burn them down, go grab a bunch of them, burn them down, and you could do this for like literally hours on end farming hides. So, and I do loot everything because there's things in here, even if it's an item or a weapon, I can take it and break it down if I need extra materials and things like that. But it's just an easy way to get crafting materials, and it helps you, especially if you're looking for like tempering alloy, like high-end tempering alloys, like the gold ones, the purple ones, um, the Drua wax, those kind of things. This is another way to do it, because all this stuff that you farm, when you go to a crafting bench and you break it all down into the materials you need, it'll come back and give you, extra of those things as well. So when you can't even think of what it's called, like turn the ore into bars, and you take the cloth, the silk, and turn it into cloth, and you take the wood and turn it into planks. When you do that stuff, you get the tempering alloys, and you get the waxes, the resins, and the high level mats for crafting better quality or improving your gear. And you can do this all you want. There's no limitations to this. I wouldn't farm a specific area though, like stick to a specific area when you're farming the islands. I would just go through the whole thing, farming anything you can, and try to make sure that you're like, if you're starting out new and you don't have those things to spot the resources, like a lot of us do, like where I can see that over there. Start working on that first, so you can get that ability to see the resources, so you can harvest them easier. Or like I said, you can always use add-ons and things like that, like minimap, and I forget the name of the resource one, but there's one where you can see the resources on the mini-map, and I think it's only if you've harvested them, but you can gather a lot more resources this way than you can a lot of other things. I also have a thing that gives me extra resources. The Master Gatherer thing allows me to get more of the resources sometimes, so it comes in handy. I'll say that. And a lot of this I have memorized for Kunarthi's Roost, because I do this, like I said, about once a week. I come here and I harvest all the materials I need, and then of course another thing I do once a week is go farm public dungeons, mainly to get some gold. And I'll do that on my main character here. I'll go farm a public dungeon for a few hours and just gather everything out of it and sell it to make gold. Yeah, but that's pretty much, that's it for the harvesting aspect of the game. I'm going to go to a area here in a second. I'm going to portal to an area where I can do the crafting, or the breaking down of materials and all that. One thing I really dislike about farming is the amount of enemies that you get attacked by sometimes. It's just really annoying. I wish there was a place you could just go farm, I don't mind fighting things like the atlets and the skeevers and all that kind of stuff, because you get, that's what you're going for anyways, is resources. So let's go ahead and take a little trip. I'm not going to go to a major city to do this. I'm actually going to go to one of the crafting places in the game, to show you guys how you can break the materials down and then get the greater resources out of them. Because a lot of people ask that question a lot too. So we're going to just go portal up here. I like to go to this spot because it's easier to go to get to and break things down. You don't need to break down ruins or anything like that. It's just or the glyphs. You just need to break down the materials and remanufacture it. And like I said, it gives you a good source of keeping a good supply in of resources. If you have a craft bag, it makes it a lot easier too, because you can go to this island, these starter islands, and just farm them continuously, for a long period of time, build up a mass amount of resources, and then go out and craft what you need for, crafted sets or anything like that. And that's pretty much what a lot of people do. They find an area in the game that they like to craft or harvest, and they just go back and harvest and harvest and harvest, and it's kind of crazy, but that's what you got to do to make it by in the game. And of course, I'm going to see all this stuff and pick it up along the way, because I do like to gather as much as I can, so when I do break it all down or turn it into materials and everything, I get the most out of it. And there's a couple skeevers over here I'm going to go ahead and wipe out. Restrain yourself. I have a hard problem restraining myself from harvesting sometimes, especially when I'm in the like what I call the harvesting mode. I just turn off, turn on my brain just to go harvest, and I will spend hours, literally hours, like 8 hours sometimes, harvesting, and because I lose track of time. And so as I'm breaking this stuff down, you'll start seeing I'm going to start getting different materials that I can use for crafting other stuff later on, and there's one of the tempers, the high-end tempers, besides that tempering alloy, which is really nice because I do need more of that so I can craft some better stuff. I'm actually looking to upgrade all my gear with this character to purple, or from purple to gold, and hopefully I'll be able to do it soon. So that's done. We're going to go over here and we're going to turn on all the ancestral silk and leather. Oh wow, I did get a lot of leather. As you can see, I've got embroidery stuff, the Drew wax. I'll eventually get the elegant something or other, if I'm lucky. There we go, elegant lining. Just go through and like I said, this is how you do it, and this is how you get these things like this, and all that. It's a lot easier with this and wood though, because you seem to get a lot more wood and all that stuff than you do anything else in the game. I don't think I do have a lot of wood. Like I said, I have a lot more already done in the bank too, so I'm just doing this to add more and more to it. Because I do craft a lot of gear for friends and, guildmates and things like that. So I like to keep a certain supply in my bank. So that way I have those things there. So there we go. We'll see what we managed to get out of this total. So I got 50 sanded wood. That's not too bad. Well, actually 250. Got 187 rubido leather. Got 198 ancestral silk. And then, of course, 92 rubidite ingots there, and then 200 here. So I got a decent pull out of that, But as you can see, I'm constantly doing this. This is one of the ways that you can harvest the most materials for crafting. So and you can do this at any level. So it's good to, like, if you want to get a lot of materials, take your character and respec their crafting stuff and start at like level 1 crafting stuff, and then farm a bunch of that, and then take it up to where you're at tier 2 crafting stuff, then go to the island, because you'll get a lot more of those materials, like the tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, tier 5, tier 6, tier 7, tier 8, tier 9, and tier 10 materials for crafting, and you can get a lot of them by doing this. By doing what I just said, respecing your character and just taking their traits to a certain, or their crafting levels, like say blacksmithing, and you start at metalworking 1, and you'll get metalworking 1 materials a lot of those drops, and then go with metalworking 2, metalworking 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and you'll get the materials for those a lot more on the island. So I do that with a lot of my characters if I need gear of a certain tier, because I have a couple crafters that are, or a couple characters that are max level crafters, and I just take them to the islands if I need gear for a certain thing, and I just take them to the islands, farm it, and then craft the gear I need, send it to the character I'm leveling or what have you, to help my characters level up. And I mostly make training gear with it. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I mean, for this video on where you can harvest materials and get the most out of it, the areas of the game to give you the, like I said, the most materials, so you can use it to craft your gear and stuff like that. But that's it for the video, guys. If you guys enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. It'd be greatly appreciated. If you want to see more videos by me, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I try to post videos on a weekly basis. I used to try to do it on a daily basis, but it was a little too rough. So now I do it on a weekly basis. I try to post a couple videos a week, along with a couple live streams, but live streaming kind of died down there for a minute, like a week or so, because got really occupied with my kids' schooling stuff and everything like that. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it for now. I do want to thank you for watching. Until next time, have a wonderful day, and I will see you all later. Bye.